Real quick, I want to do a fair use. Yeah. Brakatah Yahawah. Brakatah Yahawashi. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahawah. BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa QaDash. I'd like to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the elder apostles, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners, phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To your sisters, your Yahawah, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawah with the lesson. And as you can see, says Sudanese minister says 300 women killed, dozens raped in 48 hours after RSF captured Al-Fashir. So, Slovakia, excuse me. So like a town, some type of town or village or whatever that they can't. Says the RSF is used humiliation. Must be some type of group, militant group, using humiliation and grape as a tool against women fleeing from Al-Fashir, right? The Sudanese women, the minister of the state of social welfare, right? Somalia says the replied. Okay. Yeah, so this is trying to think, but yeah, it says Sudan minister says 300 women killed, dozens raped in 24 hours after RSF captured Al-Fashir or El-Fashir, right? It says the RSF is using humiliation and rape as a tool against women fleeing from Al-Fashir or El-Fashir, right? Sudanese minister, state of social welfare of Selma Ishaqwa Ishaqwa, saying the Rapid Support Forces RSF. Oh, that's what it stands for. Rapid Support Forces RSF. That's what that means. Rapid Support Forces killed hundreds of women and raped at least 25 after seizing the Al-Fashir or El-Fashir, right? Because I seen it with the EL too. And man, that's crazy, you know. And what's crazy is this word Selma, right? You want to look up this word Selma. I didn't do it right. There you go. Selma, right? I should have went into that anyway. Selma, which comes from the Hebrew, right? A form of Hebrew, which is Arabic. And it says safe, peaceful, or sound, right? Salma, right? I think that's pretty interesting. And then this one, Ishahak, Ishqa, is Arabic for from the biblical name Isaac. He he laughs, or he will laugh, right? Which that's pretty interesting to see that, because if you know, through the regeneration, um Isaac is Yahawashi, right? And Selma meaning peace, and um Isaac being he laughs, or he will laugh, right? Which is Yahawashi, which is the Prince of Peace, which the Lord said in His coming there will be all sorts of turmoil in the earth in His second coming, right? Because He's coming to bring peace, but before He bring peace, He's going to bring forth what? Division. And we basically, this is just a prelude to what's going to happen here with you women here in America, right? So with all that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa QaDash. Like give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the elder apostles, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, Shalom. To you sisters, you Aquathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawah with the lesson. And yeah, so this is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 2. I will gather all the nations to fight against Jerusalem, right? Because that's the things that's happening right now. When Trump's putting these the military, these national guards in all the cities, it's really to come against Jerusalem. This whole rollout of the digital currency is really to come against Jerusalem, right? The city I will be the city will be taken, right, via through military pressure, right, to causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, right? You're gonna be pressure from above, pressure from below, pressure from all sides, right? Because you're gonna have, yeah, military threats. You're going to have threats of hunger, starvation, threats. You're going to have um, wild beasts, threats, right? You're going to have it on all sides, right? People are going to be hungry, starving. So you're gonna have people, uh, going after each other for food, man, right? Taking the houses, looted, and right, and that's what they were doing, taking the houses, loot them, right, loot meaning money, right, or in this time, money's not gonna have any value, right? So it's gonna be your things, water, your provision, right? Water, bread, right, and your women, right? It says, and the women graped, and half the population will be taken into captivity, and that's the time that we're coming in, right? This thing's happening all over the world. This thing was not happening for no reason. This is really to come against Jerusalem, right? And we're people before a place, and not to mention, we are scattered around the world, right? But that was what's happening over there is coming to America. It's coming to every place on the planet, man. But the main place is a lot of you women here are too proud, right? You don't want to take heed to the warning, right? But this is what's coming. This is the warning. And then what? Half the population to what? Concentration camps. That's what's coming to America. And the rest will be left among the ruin ruin ruins of the city, which basically, the people who've been preparing. You have the preppers, and you have these different people who prepped and prepared. They're hiding out. And then you have the people who just complied. They're getting the charagma. They're in these 15-minute cities. They're complying. The rest will be in these different cities. You know what I mean? Right? You know? Yeah, because like here, this one just says the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Right? Yeah. Like I said, yeah. A lot of them is gonna be people who comply, but then like I said, you still have the preppers and the people who's trying to trying to escape, trying to stay off the grid, things like that. So, but the main thing is those people that's going to be in these 15-minute cities complying, right? But it's a time that's coming shortly, and that's a scourge for an amendment. Now it's not happening right here, but that's so you could pay attention, right? Yeah. So this is Isaiah chapter 13 verse 14. I'm gonna do the KJV first, and then I'm gonna do the NLT. It says, "And it shall come to pass as the chase roe," right? Roe meaning livestock, right? Or like a deer, or some type of well, right here it says gazelle, right? Some type of lot that's meant to be hunted, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. And the sheep, sheep is meant to be in a herd. A sheep is meant to have a shepherd, someone to protect them. You have a sheepdog. Sheepdog protects them from the wolves and predators and things like that. Protection. So, and a man has a sheep dog is the master, that he not only does he feed the sheepdog so that the sheepdog has a reason to be around to protect, which it takes a man to be able to do that, right? So that no man take it up. So you women are going to need a man for protection, because you're going to be like a sheep that have no man to protect them. Take it up, right? They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one to his own land. So this is NLT says everyone in Babylon, which that's this place right here, the daughter of Babylon, which is America. That's what it's talking about. The daughter of Babylon will run about like 100 gazelle. So yeah, you're going to be hunted down, and that's basically what was happening to those women. They ran from their village to trying to get somewhere else, and they ran them down, killed 300 of them, and graped a lot of them. It said only 25, but I mean when you have 300 women, you're not, come on. Most likely it's more than 25 they got graped, right? So these are the times you're about to live in. You need a man for protection, like a sheep without a shepherd. See, they will try to find their own people, right? Try to find someone else to, hey, help me. Someone help me. Someone cares. Someone who has a humanitarian heart. Someone cares. But hey, when you got these wild guys with guns and things like that, and you can't put, what could you do? How could someone help you? Right? You're coming into a time where, hey, the Lord is bringing division, right? This is not harmonious times, They will try to find their own people and flee to their own land, right? They're trying to flee to another land, flee to find some other people, but hey, they just ran them down and dug a mass grave and threw them in there after they graped them. This is the time that you're about to come in too, because they're about to bring these different troops, right? Because they ain't going to just be American troops. It's going to be these other troops also. It says anyone who is captured will be cut down, right? Which means to be, unalived, right? Running through with a sword. And the modern day sword is the gun, right? And then, of course, people are going to run out of bullets. So it'll be whatever they can come up with, right? It says everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. It says their little ones will be dashed to death, because before their eyes their houses will be sacked, right? Basically robbed, right? That's what should have been there. Should have been robbed. And their wives will be graped, right? So their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, which is another way of saying robbed, right? For the goods, lack of bread, food, hey, this thing, and this ain't even, you're just in the beginning of sorrows. You're not even there, Donald J. Trump spent the he spent the tariff money. This thing has to be going into hyperinflation sometime soon, like very soon, right? And their wives ravish, which is the same thing as being raped, right? So this is Luke chapter 12, verse 49. It says, I am come to send fire on the earth, right? This is Yahawashi speaking, who the world ignorantly calls JC. And what will I if it already be kindled? Because this is going to be this basically uproars of the people, this order out of chaos, right? The thing that's going to make this place so dangerous. The world is going to be dangerous on every side, because this is the thing they're going to do to cause of both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the charagma, the crux, the grapho, because they got to cause this to happen, right? And for some people, it's going to make the decision a whole lot easier, right? You know, some people are going to not be on the fence, because first you're going to be on the fence, but when you see the exponential death that's going to happen and the brutality that's about to come to the earth, a lot of people, you know, they're going to take those sentiments that they basically always try to teach us, and throughout our entire lives, they always put those subliminals, you know. They put it in cartoons, they put it in movies, they put it in certain things, you know, that whole theory, or that whole I don't even know what you call it, but it's an insert, because they're trying to insert it in your belief system. If you can't beat them, join them. So when you look at all these different things that's gonna happen, you're gonna look, hey, we can't win. We can, hey, we can't. How can we do this? I guess I better join them. Hey, here, you know. But that, you sealed your fate. You cannot be written in the book of life, right? You get the charagma, the karax, the grapho, but the things they're gonna cause, right? Because all the uproars of the people are going to be already happening. But I have a baptism to be baptized with, right? And that's Yahawashi. He died on the cross for the elect's sake, right? And how am I straightened till it be accomplished, right? He went through a place of difficultyness, right? The the garden, the olive at the garden, was it Gethsemane, right? And he was basically sweating blood, because he had that straightness, the difficultyness that he had to go through to take upon the sins of the world, which means the elect, right? So it could be accomplished. Suppose ye, so after he went through all that difficultyness, you'll be thinking, yeah, sure, he died. Wouldn't he want to come back with this great love and endurement and peace, especially since he experienced so much hate? Shouldn't he come back with so much love? But suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth. See, and you might think that, like, man. So he died such a brutal death. He was, he didn't sin. He didn't do anything wrong. Well, at least in that lifetime, because he had to die for what he did in his past lifetimes, right? And so you would think, yeah, he has to be coming back with peace. Well, the whole thing is, no one goes unpunished. If you sin, you have to pay. You have to pay. So I'm saying, the wages of sin is death, and somebody has to pay the piper, so to speak, right? And that's some cliche way of saying, but you're gonna have to pay Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi. Period. That's ultimately who you have to pay, right? And it says, I tell you nay, which means no. This is the Lord speaking. This is Yahawashi speaking, right? But rather division. See, and that's what's coming into this place, a great division, man. For from for and for from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, 2 against 3, right? So you have somebody who's within the thing, and they're gonna be beefing with each other, and somebody's gonna have the other person's back. Like, yeah, man, he did that to me too. Yeah, get them. Then the other 3 were like, no, well, you know what? And it may even be one that just don't know what's going on, but that person has to go, oh yeah, okay, because they don't want to be part of the whole thing. They don't want to be the out person, or you know what I mean? Because sometimes you end up worse trying to be the person in the middle. Okay, there's these 2 against these 2. Let me be the friend that steps in the middle and try to break it all up. Hey man, and you be the one that ended up the one that's unalived, right? You be the one who unalived, because you're stepping in between what the Most High said. He said there's going to be 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I guess it would be still a division. But hey, sometimes that's how it works. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It says the father shall be divided against his son, and the son against the father, and the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. And and how much more is it prevalent with a person who's from another village, another people, another city, another town? I mean, because even you people get sort of tribal, even here in America. Oh, I'm from such and such hood. This is our gang over here in our hood. That's like you being tribal. It's our neighbor. So how much more in that day when it be like something like that going on? Because people are going to look to their own to be protected. And if you already got a neighborhood, and you know, it would make sense for those people in that neighborhood who's already be on the block hustling, doing all whatever, doing this and that, doing drive-bys together, to huddle up together and bring out all their pieces and ammunitions and this and that, and protect them in that day, because it's going to be a day like none other, right? You're going to go amongst your own, right? If you're a wicked Jake, you might end up finding yourself around a bunch of wicked Jakes, and you guys say, hey, well, let's protect each other, you know. So for me, I'm trying to, Lord willing, I'm trying to be with the righteous, man. And that's what you women need to be thinking about. How you can find you a righteous man, because that's who the Lord is delivering. He's not delivering a bunch of wicked Jakes, right? So it's this Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand joining hand, right? So people go amongst their own people, you know what I mean, to try to get protection. The wicked, right? Those people are wicked. Those gang members and all the other stuff, they're really wicked, right? So I said that was I hate to bring it up, but like Alazar, man, you're with the truth, you're with the prophets. You know what I mean? Even Apostle Zahar had a place in his heart where he had love for you, man. And you chose the world, the streets. You chose the wicked over a true man of the Lord, right? Instead of following him, as a spiritual father, you were disobedient to your spiritual father and decided to be with wicked men. So though joining hand joining hand with the wicked, the wicked shall not be unpunished. See, and so you're not gonna go unpunished. Oh well, yeah, I'm a Hoover Crip, but I'm an Israelite, and so I believe in Yahawah BaHaSham. So, I'm gonna try to still praise the Lord under the pretense that I'm a gangster and I'm gonna go amongst my own people to be delivered. I mean, it doesn't match up. That's division within itself. The wicked shall not go unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. See, and that's only what we're trying to do, man. We're only trying to be seed of the righteous, right? And so you women, right? You should be taking heed to the warning, because a lot of you think because you're beautiful, right? As a jewel of gold in a what it I know I was gonna say a sow, because sow is basically a pig, but a swine's snout, right? A sow or swine, right? Snout, right? Yeah, and that's like what you are. You're like a beautiful woman, like a jewel. You think, but you're in the snout and the sow's mouth because you're amongst the wicked men. I want to be with a gangster. I want to be with the throwing up gang signs. Hey, bro, the Lord's not dealing with that. Sister, the Lord's not dealing with that. Hey, whew. So is the fair woman, right? You're beautiful. You're very beautiful. But you're likened to being with filth and dirt, being amongst those gangsters, those drug dealers, those killers. The Lord ain't dealing with that. But you're going to, at some point in time, the people are going to go amongst their own, right? Which is without discretion, right? Yeah. And that's these people. They don't have no problem. The whole world's falling apart, and you see these niggas. They still out there trying. They still trying to make rap videos, bro. I keep popping up on my feed. Keep showing this dude who just got out of prison. I don't know. Something Max something Max something. I can't remember. I should be able to remember because as much as I've seen the thing, but and he's trying to do his music and this and that. The world is falling apart. Everybody's talking about their investments they're gonna do, bro. Hey man, without discretion, right? This is Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 45, and therefore they that labor in vain. See, you up there trying to get rich and do all these different things and doing these investments and this and that. Hey, all that is in vain right about now, right? For strangers, right? These military men, right? And then you got other military men that's from other places, other countries. China got embassies and all sorts of land and all sorts of stuff here in America, right? You got Ishmael got troops and Ham got troops here, right? There's these sleeping cells that's gonna wake up. So you got this place is done, bro. It's just done. For strangers shall reap their fruits, right? See? And spoil their goods. Like, see, they coming to take what you have, your water, your provision, whatever you have. Right? Right? The scripture says for the lack of bread, men shall invade one another, right? So to speak, roughly paraphrasing, right? They should have no pity upon their neighbor, and that's what's happening, man. That's what's happening around the world, and that's what you're gonna see that full force here in America. For strangers shall reap their fruits, right? And spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children, right? Remember earlier we just read about that. dashing your children to pieces, right in front of your eyes, and there'd be nothing you could do, right? Taking and grabbing your your women and raping them, right? Taking their children captives, right? Concentration camps, this and that, or even in some cases before the concentration camp, you just have regular people doing, hey, when people are hungry, before I eat my children, I might as well eat your children, or unalive your children, or cannibalism your children, or whatever, however it goes. Before mine, it's gonna get, it's gonna be different. Right? And like Jake be saying, that's different. That hit different. Yeah, it's about to hit different. Right? It says, for in the captivity, yeah, in the captivity and famine, right? People going to concentration camp, re-educational camp, all these different things, all these integral devices are going on and happening, right? Right, in the time of famine, they're gonna get creative, right? They show and famine and their and shall they get children? Wait a minute, why did they say children twice? That's crazy. And take thy children captive, for in captivity and famine shall they get. Wow, see, so they're gonna eat. They're gonna be eating your. Wow, see, the Lord's. Oh man, you ever read something and then be like, man, I didn't see it like that before. But yeah, I mean, I was speaking of, but yeah, that's there. And shall they get wow, and they shall, and they that occupy merchandise, right? Because you think I'm gonna make this nest an investment. I'm gonna pursue my rap career and whatever you think you're doing with robbery, right? You got these jewels and this and that. Hey, because before gold ain't gonna mean anything anyway. There's gonna be a time where gold and silver is gonna be some type of commodity. Somebody might still trade. Before they completely switch everything over digital. But even then, they just believe Trump did some things where you could trade your gold in for digital currency. So people are, and the lack of thereof, may try to take your stuff and change your thing over into digital currency for them, so they could eat for a while, right? Because if there's no such thing as cash, everything's cashless. I'm gonna come take your gold or your silver or whatever your values are, trade it in, get the numerical value or whatever that is, which don't really make sense, because they can choose anything they want to say what this thing is worth. Because what's the numerical value of a digital dollar? I don't know. If you know, let me know. That's crazy, because you could trade and not get a fair shake, so to speak, right? But they'll rob you, merchant and rob, and the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, right? Now, ask Jake, man. They just keep, get some more jewels. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna invest. Yeah, I know the whole world is crumbling, but I wanna do some more stuff, and I'm trying to, and I'm gonna get I'm gonna get this career going. Nigga, my rap career it's finna shoot off. Nigga, this my year, homie. Forget that. They told my rap dead. Rap ain't dead. Forget that. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm a resuscitator, right? And you're decking it. Their possessions and their persons, right? Yeah, putting jewels all on their wrist, and I mean, really, it's gonna make you a target. Who just said that? Somebody just said that. Oh, what's his name? The comedian. Um, what's his name? The 5150. Um, damn, I had his name. Corey Holcomb. Yes, like it. The water Yahawah BaHaSham Shai. Yeah, Corey Holcomb said, hey, he ain't wear, things are gonna get different. Ain't no wearing jewelry outside and this and that. And he said, I wear it in a shoot. I'm doing my video. I'm doing this. I'm doing my podcast show. I wear my jewelry. When I leave this thing, everything get locked up and put away. Cause we living in a different times. People gonna come get. They gonna run you. They gonna run that, right? Desperate times calls for desperate measures, man. Yeah, right. And it says the more will I be angry, and that's really the Most High. So the Most High is gonna crank it and have more people come after you. The Lord said He's gonna bring division. So the more the division is gonna happen, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, right? Because you think I'm just gonna ignore that the whole world is falling apart. So I'm gonna put some more jewels. I'm gonna make some more rap songs, and I'm gonna be like an ostrich and put my head in the sand, and I'm gonna act like there ain't nothing. I'm good, right? I ain't talking about, yeah, because even with the whole EBT thing, right? The snap thing. Nobody talked about seeking the Lord. You know what? Forget that. We finna seek the Lord. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. At best, you would think a Jake would at least say that, man. Right? That's an easy scripture to remember, man. But it means so much. It has so much emphasis and so much power to it, especially when you mix it with faith, right, and belief, right, right. Says like as a whore, right? So you women, right, doing your thing, you like a whore, envieth envieth a righteous, honest, and virtuous woman. So, hey, you really, you're gonna hate on the righteous, virtuous woman. Envy it. That's the reason why um these little jokes are going out about the Hebrew Israelites. These little mocking skits. But really, the Lord is about to mock you. You are about to get mocked, right? Because you envy the virtuous and righteous woman, which is the elect, right? So shall the righteous hate iniquity, right? And so we hate iniquity, right? Because you're gonna have to go amongst your own people in this time. When she decketh herself, see, and that's what you're doing. I'm doing another rap. I'm doing my thing, and you're just ignoring the stretched out hand, the arm of the Lord, man, right? Through His prophets, just ignoring it, right? And and when she deck herself, and shall accuse her to her face, right? And that's what we do out there on the highways and the byways, man. We're accusing you of your sin, but it's not like we're falsely accusing you. We're truly justly accusing you, saying, hey, you're wicked, you're in trial, you're in error, you know, and it ain't gonna be a good thing. Don't you know the second coming of the Lord? And the Lord said, suppose you think when I come, I'm coming to bring peace. The second coming of Yahawashi is it's it's here. Let's just say it's here. You have to move like it's here. It's here. Right? When He cometh, right? Yahawashi cometh, shall defend him that diligently seek out every sin upon the earth. So we're gonna hey man, we're gonna cry out to the Lord so He could defend us, right? And because we're the ones who diligently seek the Lord, man. diligently seeketh out every sin upon the earth. Right? And that's us, man. We're the ones who call Jake out on their madness. Right? In fact, let's skip down. Yeah, well, there you go. Because that's what a lot of Jake's is doing. You know what I mean? It says and they that consent unto them, right? Because a lot of you could sit to Esau's madness, man. Right? Because you man, you don't want to let it go, right? Then it says unto them shall be had in derision. See, so really you're gonna get destroyed. Trying not, trusting in Egypt, trusting in Babylon, trusting in Esau, man, and in reproach and trodden underfoot, right? You're gonna be unalived fast here in America, right? That's what's gonna happen, and all over the world, really. For there shall be in every place and in every city, and Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, a great insurrection. And that's what Trump is talking about. He's going to push forth the Insurrection Act, right? Proving, hey, the Bible is real. It's a living book. Upon those that fear Yahawah, BaHaSham Yahawashi, but the Lord says he's going to defend us, right? Because we seek out for him that searches out every sin. So what did it say? Though hand joining hand, the wicked will not be unpunished. So the Lord knows all your sins. So how are you going to get away? It says they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahawah. So yeah, they're going to come against us. You're going to think, oh yeah, look how they doing those. See, I knew not to be one of them dudes. I'm a foundational black American, right? But the Lord said that you're going to be trodden underfoot, and He's coming to defend us. Right? You may see a couple Israelites, be unalived or whatever, or what have you, but that ain't going to be in vain. That's not going to be in vain. They're going to come back in new bodies as the gods of Yasharallah, man. Right? The sons of God, man. They're going to come back as the sons of God, bro. Right? For they shall waste and take away their goods and cause and cast them out of their houses. Then shall it be known, who are my chosen, right? They're coming back as sons. They're going to come back as the sons of the power, man. Then it shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Amen. And come out come out as the sons of God, man. Right? Take off all the impurities and come out as the sons of the power, Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi, man. Right? Yeah, so this is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 1. Behold, which means feature eyes, look, pay attention. A king, which is Yahawashi, man, shall reign. And Yahawashi is going to reign over this earth, man. He's coming back. His second coming is for him to reign, means to rule over the entire habited earth, right? In the Orkemene sense. For he died for the world, which is cosmos, which is for the elect. In righteousness and princes, right, which is the elect, right? The men who he would defend, who searched out for him, who looked for him, who searches out for the iniquities, man, who searches out all iniquities, right? Shall rule in judgment, right? See, and now we're coming to judge the world. So, hey, we're gonna come. Hey, man, we're gonna come out the sons of God, man. Right? We come out as the sons of the power, man. Gold tried in the fire, coming out as the sons of the power, man. Ruling joint heirs with Yahawashi. Man, says a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, right? And this is that test. This is when that fire is going to be kicked up, because this is before being beamed up in the chariot. But men are going to get supernatural powers, though, right? A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, the nuclear wind, but also what? The wind of what do you call it? Right, the what do they call it? Trade winds, right? Winds of of a what do you call it? Change, right? The winds of change, because change is happening, right? This ain't gonna be the same world from before. You're gonna have to have a digital all in order to be a citizen in the world. But the men of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi shall be as a man shall be as a hiding place in the winds, right? The race wars, the riots, the pestilence, right? And a covert from the tempest, that's the missiles, nuclear missiles, right? As rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land, right? And see, and that's basically what Yahawashi is to us. He's our rock, right? He's that chariot that hovered over us. That was a pillar, a cloud by day, and a pillar of light by night. Man, he's that rock, and we're going to be the same thing for our women, right? Our wives, plural, right? But let me skip down to that. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. It says, but getting back to what I was saying, but it says, rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, right? You women, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women, right? Give ear to my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled. Hey, this verse gonna come out a lot more, which it is. It seemed like it. The charagma is coming out a lot more. And hey, the part of hunger, famine is coming out a lot more. So, because that's the time that we're about to be living in, right? Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the venture shall fail. Your EPT is failing, right? Your Section 8 is about to be failing. The gathering shall not come. All of that big filling up the refrigerator, getting what is it, Peter, Paul, and whatever to pay my telephone bill, hey, all that's over with, man. You ain't gonna have 5, 6, 7 different Jakes to pay a bill here, and then only one you give up the box to. You know what I mean? Or you give it up to whenever you decide to. Just to keep them on the string. So you could try to be the puppet master. All your puppet master days is was it? Oh, that song. I'm not your puppet. Yeah. No more puppets, man. You can't be the puppet master with the cooch and no more, right? And it says, tremble, right? Hey, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bear the girt sackcloth upon your loins, right? And that goes into Isaiah 4, right? Because that's where it says that 7 women shall take hold of one man, and we will wear our own apparel. We'll get our own bread and wear our own apparel, right? Because you're gonna have to girt sackcloth upon your loins, right? They shall lament for the teats. We had it good, man. The serpent told us in the garden we was gonna be our own God. We was gonna be our own. He didn't say he was gonna do us like this at the end. Just divorce us and just let you know what I'm saying. Give us back to. Hey man, he gonna give you back to the elements, man. He don't give a damn. They shall lament for the teats, for the EPT cards, for the good days, for the pleasant fields. Right, when you eat the good fruit things and the fruit, was it the fruit, what was it called, edibles, right? Somebody would send you an edible bouquet. Oh yeah, this guy, he like, I don't know if I'm gonna give him some or not. I'm gonna string him along a little bit more, make him take me out to a couple more dinners, and then maybe I'll give him some. I don't know, I'll decide later, right? All the pleasant fields, the fruitful fields, everything is going to be done. Fruitful vines, yeah, for the fruitful vines upon the land, right? My people shall come up upon the land of my people shall come up thorns, right? The military men and briars, and and then other people. You got the Edomites that don't like you. Hey, they have no problem taking their anger out on you, right? Briars, yea, upon the houses of the joy in the joyous city, upon Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. So with all that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa QaDash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. Also to the elder apostles, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, in the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Achwathim, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence, and a Baba Ball, and Kwam Yasharallah.